Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Last time we explored a bit of Hyrule, discovered some things in Kakariko Village, and found out where the Elder is. Today, the Elder has given us a mission to explore our first dungeon of the game, our first real dungeon of the game, more specifically, the Eastern Palace. And, well, wow, that was the wrong way. That didn't take very long. Anyway, this is since this is like your first real dungeon of the game, the puzzles aren't too complicated. Like a lot of this first dungeon consists of just opening up activating a bunch of switches. That's all this dungeon really does. As you progress through the game, the dungeon puzzles get more complicated to compensate for the inventory you end up having throughout this game. Anyway, we're gonna go up these stairs first and head over here to open his chest. And we got ourselves 100 rupees, alright. Once again, the max rupee count is 999. We're gonna need a large sum of rupees by the time we start heading towards the third dungeon. You'll understand why I say that later on. Alright, I think we have to go this way. Alright, activate this switch right here. That chest is going to be important, not now, but it will later on. I'm gonna... those little squid enemies, they kind of just... all they really do is move. I think they jump every now and then, but that's really it. As for these guys, these are your basic form of Stalfos. Every time you try to like swing your sword at them, they'll immediately jump out of the way. So they can be kind of annoying to fight because we're constantly evading your attacks. Anyway, we got ourselves a dungeon map, so let's check that out real quick. It's a total of 2 floors. This dungeon is not very large, as you can clearly see. That enemy, that is, if I recall, it's like an anti-fairy. Actually, I guess I can show this off now. The magic powder we can use on a number of things. This enemy in particular is one of them. And, damn it. A fairy was supposed to pop out of that, but I ended up collecting it. When you collect the fairy, like if you just interact with it, you will regain some health. I think it's like 8 hearts. But the fairies are what the bug catching net is for. If you catch one of the fairies, inside one of your bottles, the fairy will revive you if you happen to die at any point in this game. Also, this game does keep track of how many times you've died in like dungeons in the whole overworld. Because I noticed this during my test run. I think my total death count was 31. Again, I'm very reckless. It only got really bad when it only got really bad in like one of the later dungeons in the second half of the game, where I died a total of 10 times. But that's not to say this game is hard. I guess I'm just not that good at it, is all. Like if there is any Zelda game I've absolutely grown fond of over the years, and I can play it relatively easily, is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. I have the most experience with that. But anyway, we got our compass. I didn't get to explain this earlier. The compass will show us where the big chest is in the dungeon and the boss. As for what the big chest is supposed to be, I'll explain how that is later. Unfortunately, it doesn't show on screen like the key, like the other chests. I can't go that way. There's a locked door. Yeah, it only shows the location of the large key, the large chest. Oh yeah, pots are also a good way to take those enemies out. I think if I remember correctly, those enemies are called Igors. If you approach them as such, they'll come charging at you. As for our current means of taking them out, when they get close to you, just throw a pot at it and you should be just fine. There is another way to take those enemies out, but I'll explain what I mean by that later on. Anyway, we're gonna head down here. Oh, it's dark in here. Alright, awesome. I get another chance. There we go. Bring out our bug catching net. Caught a fairy. Fairy is spelled wrong for some reason. Or, I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be spelled, like we've been spelling it wrong for years, I don't know. You can do one of two things. You can keep it in the bottle or set it free. You want to keep it in the bottle so it can revive you later on. We have 2 bottles, unfortunately, so we can't exactly, catch the other one. We can use it, though, to heal if we need to, but I think I should be alright. I say that and I collect the fairy anyways, because impulse. Alright, anyway, we're gonna activate that switch in that dark room and go in here. A bunch of Stalfos in here. I think one of them has a key. Oh, that one has bombs. Ow. Where's my boomerang? Oh yeah, the boomerang can't stun the Stalfos, but it can actually kill them if you use it enough of times. Alright, I was wrong. The key was inside that pot right there. Alright, anyways, we're going to use that key and open the door right over here. There's another locked door that we can open with it, but I don't think it leads anywhere. If I remember, it probably just leads to another key to open the other door. Now this over here is where we wanted to be at. I'm gonna take out all these enemies right here. Watch out for him. Get this pot and oh yeah. Careful, because as you just saw, when you take out all the enemies, they kind of, like the little anti-fairies, like split up and start going in random ass directions, and that can throw you off. Anyway, we got the master key. This will open doors that regular keys cannot open. So we're gonna use it on this one. Oh, what do you know? That was a small door we were gonna use it on anyways. But the large key isn't just used for those large, specifically large doors. It's also used to open these chests that are in each dungeon throughout the game. And each one of them has an upgrade to Link's arsenal. Now we have the bow. Now we have a use for those, for the arrows we've been collecting. Bow and arrows. Use the item button and you can shoot an arrow at them now. Ugh. Watch out for these Stalfos. They throw their head and, like, you can't kill them. But now that we have the arrows, we can take the Stalfos out with these. It only takes one shot. It also takes one hit to take out the Igors as well. Or at least those Igors. Whoa. Ow. Whoa! Close one. Alright, I'm gonna light one of these lanterns in here so I can see. Okay, well. That's a locked door. I don't want to check that out right away. Ooh, a bunch of rupees. I will gladly take these. Also, I love the track that plays for the dungeons in this game. It's pretty nice music. Open this door, go up the stairs. I think we're getting pretty close. Activate the switch. Watch out for those. Statues don't do anything, they're just decorative. I've got plenty of arrows. Ow. Yeah, the problem with the Igors is that they move relatively fast. So if you're not quick enough to like react to their attacks, then there we go. That's the switch I was trying to activate. Like they'll immediately attack you. Watch out for all these. balls. They just get shot out all over the place. Just activate that switch in the top left, you should be fine. Now that version of the Igor, he's actually more deadly. For one, the pots won't do anything. You have to shoot it with an arrow, and it takes 2 shots from the arrow in order to take it out. Crimson, I guess? Alright, I think we're actually getting to the end of this. This video might actually be a bit on the short side, thinking about it now. That's a big deal. Alright, come on, wake up. Thank you. Awesome. Take those off your hands. And now we have the boss of this, dungeon, the Armos Knights. Every dungeon besides the Hyrule Castle always starts out with a boss. With this one, the Armos Knights are always like hopping and marching in a pattern, and it always cycles through their pattern, their movements. Now, you could do what I'm doing and just swing your sword at them. It's just that they take a while. What you want to do, though, is you want to use the bow. It takes less effort to do this. I think it takes 4 arrows to take one of them out. Assuming you're not applying the bow and arrow. Assuming you're not applying the swords. I think it's less depending on how many times you strike it with your sword. But anyways, we're just gonna take them out. Be careful, because once all of them except one is destroyed, it turns red and it tries to like body slam you. So I like to approach this by swinging my sword, because there is a slight delay when you shoot the bow, and that could cost you. Alright, got it. And every time we defeat a dungeon boss, we get that heart container. And here we go, the Pendant of Courage. We did it. We completed the Eastern Palace. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. You won the Pendant of Courage. Take it to Sahasrara. 2 pendants remain. Alright. We did it. Willpower! Alright, so now that we finished that dungeon, a rather short one, I would say. In fact, this part's actually going to be rather short, because I want to properly split up these parts. So like it's not extremely long. Like I'm gonna separate it like through dungeons and like in between dungeons. Anyway, let's talk to Jeff. I think that's the name I gave him. Oh, you got the Pendant of Courage. Now I will tell you more of the legend. 3 or 4 generations ago, an order of knights protected the royalty of the Hylia. These Knights of Hyrule were also guardians of the Pendant of Courage. Unfortunately, most of them were destroyed in the Great War against evil that took place when the 7 wise men created their seal. Among the descendants of the Knights of Hyrule, a hero must appear. I see. Link, I believe you. You should get the remaining pendants, and carry this with you. This is a treasure passed down by the families of the wise men. I want you to have it. Alright, our reward for completing the dungeon, well, besides the heart container and the bow and arrow, we get the Pegasus shoes. Now you can execute a devastating dash attack. A helpful item is hidden in the cave on the east side of Lake Hylia. Get it. Alright, now with the power of the Pegasus boots, we can now dash forward. All you have to do is hold down the A button for a split second, and Link will dash in said direction. He will stop running whenever he like exits a screen and transitions to another, or whenever he like goes into a building. Plus, the Pegasus boots, you don't go faster when you're climbing upstairs. But anyway, I think we're gonna end it off here. Yes, this is a rather short part, I understand, but I'm trying to split this all up. I'm trying to be organized with this Let's Play. So anyway, we completed the Eastern Palace, got our first two upgrades to Link, the Pegasus boots, and the bow and arrow, and acquired the Pendant of Courage. So next time on The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, we're gonna locate the next two pendants. Until then, I got a juice.